Hi, fellow educators. Welcome to the Profitable, Impactful Educator PIE series. Okay, today we have Jayce with us. Hello, Jayce.
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I know, Jayce, you are very busy. Okay, later I will reveal the reason why you are so busy. Okay, but thanks very much for coming onto this show to share with us your experience and your wisdom. Okay, first let me introduce to our audiences who may be joining us for the first time. What is PIE? We are an academy for growth-oriented tutors who are dedicated to their teaching, ethical, helpful, and respectful to one another. We equip tutors with mindset, skill set, and network to help them increase profitability and deliver impactful, transformative teaching. Our tutors abide to a strict code of professional conduct to ensure the highest quality of tutoring is practiced. We make tutoring a prestigious calling and profession. If you're watching this, please remember to say hi and remember to drop any questions that you might have in the comment section. Later on, we will have a Q&A section. Okay, so if you have friends who might benefit from this, please do feel free to share with them. This program is only possible with the dedicated support of my fellow community builder, Jeffrey Teo. Jeffrey, please say hi. All right, thank you, Jeffrey. Okay, in this episode, Jayce will be sharing on the topic of how to strike a balance between tutoring and family duties. Okay, Jayce, I think you are a very suitable person to talk about this because you have 6 kids. You and your wife, you are raising 6 kids, and at the same time, you have a thriving business called Germinate. You are also known. I've seen many of your Instagram posts. I love them very much, and you are known as a Science Dad SG.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, Jayce, we talk about your introduction. Now, let me just read through to introduce yourself to our audience. Okay.
Sure.
So let's talk about Germinate first. Germinate was seeded out of a vision to make primary science education accessible, energizing, and directly relevant to young minds, driven by the desire to make hard science become heart science. We actively seek through our lessons to rekindle the interest of children who have associated science with rote drilling alone. Wow, I can tell you there's so many of these students I have come across. To engage them to allow them to engage with science confidently and competently at a sustainable level that they can relate and enjoy, thereby enabling them to plug into a flourishing science economy for the near exciting future. Okay, next we will introduce about you. Jayce is a passionate educator, author, and PSLE Science Strategist who has a heart for teaching in his core. Affectionately known as by parents and students as Science Dad SG, Jayce is a devoted family man and father of 6 lovely children, ranging from toddler to teenagers. Apart from having dedicated his professional life to help thousands of students, including his own kids, thrive and share his enthusiasm for science, he also faces real-time experiences in managing his growing and dynamic household. Hear him share more about how he does it in managing his tutoring business and being an available dad for his growing children. Now, I really love your introduction, Jayce, because it tells me that you are not an armchair philosopher. You are not someone who has done it many years ago. You are now really in the battlefield, so to speak. And every day you are, juggling kids and your family needs and your as well as your thriving business.
Thank you. Actually, I'm still learning.
Okay. Well, to me, you are coping very well, and actually, I'm really looking forward to today's session. Personally, I face a lot of challenges balancing. Sometimes it just so easily swing to one side. Either too much time spent with the family, and then I worry about my business, or I spend too much time with my business, and then I neglected my family. So it's a real challenge for me. And if you are listening out there and you feel that this resonates with you, all right, drop us a comment. Don't have to be a Q&A. Don't have to be a question. It can be just a comment to share your challenges, and we'll bring it up at the appropriate time for this show. Jayce, can I just share some fun facts about you?
Yeah.
Okay, there's quite a few. So you never dreamt that you will be a father of 6 kids when you were younger. So never say never.
Actually, I come from a family of 4 kids. I actually have 3 sisters. So I mean, if there was a number of children that I may have thought through before, is maybe about 4 lah. But yeah, never. If you were to appear, as in go take a time traveling machine and go back and tell me when I was in my younger self in my 20s and tell me that I will have 6 children, I will be like, what?
So how many? How did you envision? Can you still remember how did you envision your future?
Actually, I didn't really envision my future. I was just going through life as per normal, just doing my studies and everything. So it wasn't really envisioning of where I am today, but somehow things just click in place lah.
Okay, you also actually brought your whole family to Melbourne for a 1-year-long sabbatical to pursue your masters and to reconnect with family life. Okay, that's interesting because I noticed the word to reconnect means that were there a period of time where you feel that you were quite disconnected with your family?
I would say that time in MOE schools is really very tight, and out of the all the weekdays, it's almost like every day that you have to end up. The earliest maybe just have one day that you will end up going back early, maybe about 3 p.m. But most days, I would say you will only step out of school maybe like 5, 6 p.m. Yeah,
Wow.
and sometimes I may even be the last few teachers until the cleaners have to come and chase us because they have to lock the gate of the school.
Well, is it and what time do you reach school?
School-wise, I will actually have to reach school roughly. Normally, try to reach before 7. So roughly maybe about 6:50. Also depending on the traffic. Yeah, but 6:50 I would say is the average time.
Wow. So it's literally like before the sky has brightened, you're already in school, and then by the time you reach, you are already. But by the time you leave school, it's already nightfall.
Yeah. So it is almost like 10 to 12 hours in school almost every day.
Wow. Wow. Is this a norm, or were you like exceptionally hardworking?
I think it was not easy lah. I mean, because of the responsibilities that I have, maybe also because I'm a guy. They school wise they tend to pile more responsibilities on you. So besides so I was a form teacher. I was a CCA teacher in charge, and I was also so-called helming the science department in terms of level rep. So I was handling quite a lot of things on my plate. Yeah.
Right.
Other than that, of course, all the other committee works. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Wow. All right. So hence the reconnection with family life.
I mean, in terms of timing wise, it is really a stretch. And by the time I come back home, I will be too tired. To really spend time with the kids, and because spending the whole day in school also drains me. So it's either I'll be super tired or I will be quite snappy lah. Yeah.
Okay, very hard to imagine that you can be snappy. I mean, I've known you for a while. I think you are a very, very nice person and always very patient, gentle. Yeah. So when I very hard to imagine.
Yeah. Just
So
I
you
might
also
tell my students. Yeah. Sometimes I tell my students what they see me now when I'm doing my tutoring in my regular classes. They will only see me at maybe level 1 or level 2, but in school I can reach like level 9 or 10. Yeah. So they also cannot imagine.
level 9 or 10 in terms of temper or what?
In terms of the strictness lah. Yeah, strictness and the kind of temper maybe also. Yeah.
Like how demanding you are lah. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, we do have a few comments and a few greetings. We have Monique, we have John Yao. Okay, we have a comment from Monique. Let me just show that. All right. So, wow, see, you are very popular because comments usually don't come in so early. Okay, so Monique talked about her challenge. Okay, when you're the only teacher and no relief when you are ill, so to do the makeup lessons can be rather hectic as it will inevitably eat up personal time with family too. Oh, I get that too. Like student will tell you very legit reasons, right? They cannot attend your lesson and ask for makeup lessons.
Yeah. So I mean, it has happened to me. I think once or twice before. For example, like 2 years ago, I was actually down with dengue with 4 of my other kids. So out of my
Oh,
whole family of 6 kids, right, 4 were down with dengue together with me.
wow. Then your wife must be super stretched to take care of all of you.
Super stretch. And thankfully, it wasn't so bad for all of us. Only my 2 boys, they had to be hospitalized because their blood count went down quite low. Yeah, so they have to be hospitalized to monitor for their blood count.
Oh.
Yeah. But I would say for solo teachers, it is always important to also get some a team of relief teachers if possible. So I mean, all of us have groups of friends that are teachers or even ex-teachers or current tutors. It is always good to get a few of them to be on possible relief should any of these last minute things happen. But even for now, I'm also building up my online lessons. And no, not my online, my recorded lessons. So eventually, if I should fall really sick until I have problems really conducting regular classes, or I need to scale down my regular classes, that's when I'm actually compiling my online lessons now, so that should there be a time that I need to spend time more for myself and my family, then I will actually do more of maybe part of the lesson as a recording teaching. Then I will just go in for a short period of time just for tutoring and helping students with questions. Yeah, so that is also my part of my plan currently building up.
Okay. Suppose there's
So
no replacement, like you can't really replace yourself with recorded videos. So this is like a makeshift measure.
yeah, but
Okay.
I mean the other option is of course to find staff. But staff wise, there's always that problem of training them, especially if they are new. So I'm still trying to work out some form of maybe training that could be possibly implemented if some new teachers are to come in. Yeah, but that is still in the works because now also still very busy with my regular classes.
Yeah, then you still have to record your lessons, and you still have to spend time with family. Yeah, can. That's why I want to interview you today. How do you cope? Yeah. Oh yeah, you also mentioned that just as a fun fact that you actually sung in choirs, right? And then that's where you sung in choir in JC University and in church. That's how you met your wife.
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually met my wife in my uni choir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I see.
So yeah. I mean, I enjoyed singing even when I was in secondary school, I think. Yeah.
Ah.
So even in secondary school, that time my secondary school, they just started their choir CCA for, I think, when I was in Sec 2, maybe. Yeah. And the teacher in charge whom I know actually approached me to ask me whether I wanted to join the choir. Yeah, because she actually hears me sing when I was in the I was singing during the school chapel service lah. Yeah, my school at time secondary school, they do have a one period of a chapel once a week. Yeah, so sometimes she will hear me sing, so she actually approached me and asked whether I wanted to join the choir. But at that time, I was already in my CCA for 1+ years, so I told her no. Yeah, but that actually caused me to want to maybe start. And that's when I joined during my JC and uni days.
Okay, I see. Well, we do have another question from John Yao. John Yao asks, how are you working towards retirement? Now, I think this can be a big question, right? So, would you want to answer it now, or would you want to answer it later in the Q&A?
I think this one can maybe talk more about it during Q&A.
During the Q&A, huh? Okay,
Ken.
So
quite specific,
okay, so it's a big topic. So let's elaborate it in a while. Okay, so John, just stay with the show, right? Jayce will come to it really quickly. And also later on, there will be also another question by Jeffrey. So to our audiences out there today, is really about learning from Jayce. In my opinion, Jayce is really a master of balancing work and family and also time management, right? So if you ever face issues about time management, how do you balance work and family, and how do you manage time, right? So this is the episode that you really need to watch. And if your friends have similar struggles, please share this video with your friend. And if any questions, drop a comment, right? So now I want to ask Jayce now this question, right? How did you get started with doing what you do? You were from MOE, I get that. What made you leave MOE and then pursue your masters and eventually start what you are doing in Germinate?
Okay, so what got me started was I was in MOE schools for about 8 years. In fact, I was in 2 different schools. So first school I was there for about 4 years, then the 5 years, then the second school I was there about 2 to 3 years. So when I was there, of course I enjoyed teaching somewhat, but there were also parts and areas that I wasn't so comfortable with, because I mean, through the 8 years of teaching, I really understood that I am actually much better at teaching science than the other subjects, because at primary school we are supposed to juggle between teaching other subjects also, and sometimes it is a struggle to teach the other subjects when you're not exactly the very good or so-called even the best in it. So, and I always get feedback from my fellow teachers that if there's anything about science, they can always look for me, and I can always guide them. So it gave me a start to understand more of who I am and what I can do. And so after 8 years of doing MOE, that's when I decided that I wanted to go to do further my studies. In fact, I actually applied to NTU NIE for masters when I was teaching, but in the end I decided to drop it, because for the NTU NIE it was actually a part-time, which means that if I want to study, I actually have to still teach and study at the same time. Yeah.
Oh no.
So so I mean I know how tough it is, because I actually attended a night course in my my occupation before I joined teaching. So I know how tough it is when after a whole day of work you still have to attend your classes. So it's definitely very draining. And that's when I decided that I would rather take a study leave, or I would say study leave. So so somehow the things click in place. I managed to go and see some overseas universities seminar, and that's when I decided that I should go for University of Melbourne, because it was a 1-year master's course for educators. So that's when I applied and did a few researching on how to go about it, and decided that I would want to bring my whole family over, my wife plus my 4 kids. So there was quite a bit of logistics involved, including house hunting and there were quite a few problems that occurred during then. But I would say, going there is actually my biggest, steepest and biggest learning point in my life. That is a major shift in not only my understanding myself, but also in really understanding how life can be so different if you're just living it differently even in another place. So in that 1 year, I really experienced and learned a lot that also determined when I came back. Actually, when I came back, it was still a time where I was with a few different tuition centers. So I was with a different tuition centers, and I went there for to see how they go about tutoring. Okay, and of course I taught again mostly science, but sometimes had to be activated for different subjects. Until I was with another major tuition center for 1 year, and I was able to see how they actually operate the whole thing in 1 year from beginning to end. And that's when, after that, I decided that I would want to come out and do it myself, because I still trust and know that the way that I teach science would be able to help many students.
So when you were working 1 year with that tuition center, you felt that there were things that you would rather do differently. That's why you came out on your own.
Yeah, because I understanding and going through the process, including the materials, how they go about doing their teaching, how they structure their pedagogy. Yeah, so I know that definitely it can be improved on, and that's when I decided that it'll be better if I come out and do it myself.
Yeah, I really love the, you have a series of this Instagram post.
Yeah.
I follow your Instagram, so I really love the graphics that you do, and the snippets of science facts that that comes along. I think can see that you put a lot of heart into it, and the way that you write it is very easy to understand. Yeah. What is IG handle again?
Sorry.
Well, what is that? Okay, just in case any of our audience, right, they will want to follow that, right? So how do they add themselves to your Instagram, to that Science Instagram?
I think in Instagram you should be able to do the search for my name, Science.sg. So on Instagram, I'm also known as Science.sg. Yeah, so you can also look through and should be able to search for my account and then just follow me. Yeah.
Okay. Jeffrey, can you do us a favor? Post that Instagram handle to the comment, so that any audience who wants to follow Jayce, right, they can actually follow that. Thanks, Jeffrey. All right. So So at this point, I want to reach out to our audiences. So if you have any further questions, any comments, any challenges that about time management, about juggling family and work that you want to share, please drop it in the comments. And if you feel that any of your friends can use some advice about juggling family and work, do share this video with your friends and like our video as well. Okay, now Jayce, I want to, we have another question besides John Yao's question, right? Actually, John Yao, he kind of scoped down the question that he asked. He want to ask actually how you are busy working with the tuition business, also your involvement in the family. Do you have time to build towards like a retirement nest egg? So, okay, would you want to take the question now?
Can. Yeah. So, so after starting my own tuition for how many years already? I need to think back. So, currently I think I'm in my fifth year with Germinate. So with that, then at this moment in time, I would say that I'm quite stable in terms of my income and business. So definitely portion wise in terms of working towards the profits of the company and my own salary that I am drawing from my own company. So I am using it to build towards the retirement. But in terms of retirement wise, I mean, there are many different ways, and I'm also currently still learning the ways. But for me, I feel that it is more of building towards my children also. So in terms of my retirement plan, it's not only portioning it out certain portion for me and my wife, but also to build up our children's portfolio. Yeah, so it is diversifying uh, our resources in whatever is giving us the best returns lah. Yeah, so it is not one fixed way or any so-called a rule that you need to follow, but it is really diversifying into to different avenues so that you can get certain returns. Yeah, so once a while the returns may also change. So you also need to adapt and look at how you go about portioning this lah. But
Okay.
again, it is not so much of planning for retirement, because planning for retirement is just one monetary way, but it is also the thing that you should work towards in terms of spending time with family now rather than also later lah. So it's always a plan that you have to work towards. So it is something that you have to think through.
So it's like some people, they spend a lot of time when in their youth to accumulate a lot of money, and until they have no time for their family. So
Yeah.
in the their thinking is that, when I'm young, I'm energetic, I better work very hard and earn tons of money for my family.
Yeah.
But when they think that one day they finally wake up and feel that, oh, maybe I have enough already, but maybe they have no energy or their children don't want to hang out with them anymore. Is there something like that?
Yeah, but not only that, I mean, part of the points that I was one of my three tips which I'm going to talk about later is also really about building relationships, because sometimes, especially now with COVID or even so many other situations, there's a fragility to life which we don't know. So it is always important that we treasure who we are with and spend our time wisely.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. We are going to launch into the three advice. Okay. So if anyone, any educators, any tutors, you are watching this, right? We are going into the three advice, right? So if you feel that your friends can benefit from this, share with them, please. All right. So Jayce, I'm going to ask you to talk about the first advice, which is relationships before revenue. With relationships before revenue. Jeffrey, can you please show the slide, the banner? Okay, so the first advice, okay, Jayce, let's just please take it away and share with us first advice.
Yeah. So I think relationship before revenue is really something that I get to know because when I went Melbourne, right, I almost wiped out my whole savings. Yeah, without even a plan of what I'm coming back to do. So, but it was really a test of faith to go ahead and do it, because that's what I believe, that even as an educator, we should always upgrade ourselves and learn new things. So at that time, thankfully, with the master's classes only maybe about 2 evenings a week and one and Saturday, I actually had quite a lot of time that I really treasured with my family, and we enjoyed the time together. Even though my first two at that time, they actually had to attend a local school. Yeah, but the time that we had was able to. I felt it was memorable, because I was actually able to use it to build our relationships with each other. And even after coming back and starting on my own tuition, I think the value still remains the same, which is really to understand the business is always something that is helping us, but it shouldn't take first place, because home life we should never neglect in terms of our relationship, because even if our business were to fail, relationship for our family should be the one that is able to sustain us for longer. Yeah. So I mean, when situations like COVID, where some people are losing job, and it's difficult finding job, it is always the relationship that will sustain us through. So building that is definitely better, and of course, spending time with family also means that we have to grow our family well. So that's why for growing family, I will also uh, talk about forming a family tech team. So I have 6 children, so we have to purposefully train them and teach them to be independent, to contribute to the family. So actually, each of them have their own roles. Each of them have their own roles that they need to do. So, for example, like my 8-year-old, my 8-year-old does the vacuuming and the mopping.
Wow, 8 years old. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
but of course, we get the easy to handle vacuum and the easy to handle mop, but she somehow she also likes to do it, so it becomes a natural job fit for her in terms of the family dynamics. Then
Okay.
my 12-year-old likes to help out with the kitchen work. Yeah, so she has done very well in terms of the cooking and baking. So she bakes excellent uh cookies and bread. Yeah. So but of course currently she's in her PSLE year, so that is also something that we are more focused on in helping her with her studies. Yeah, but so each and every one of them have their own role. Whenever they come to a certain age, we will try to introduce to them certain things that they can do. So even the young ones, like my 4-year-old, we will also task her with occasional packing of the toys. Yeah, even playing together with the my 2-year-old. So
So
yeah,
you
each of them have their own rules.
so I'm looking at the second part of your advice, right? Is plan your time. So when you plan your time, do you give priority to family time first, and then whatever time you have left, then you use it to teach classes, or is it how do you do that?
Actually, for me, I'm happy with my tutoring schedule, because my mornings are free. Of course, during my first few years, the mornings are always busier, doing up the curriculum and the planning for the classes and so on. But right now, my curriculum is more or less quite stable already. So I am generally freer in the morning to send my number 5 to school, to kindy, and then back, and also to help out my wife in terms of the getting of the groceries and stuff, because she will be the one cooking, okay, for most of
Oh,
it. Yeah. So she will do the cooking, and then other than that, of course, we will have to delegate the study work for my number 3 and my number 4, because both of them are currently homeschooled.
I
Yeah.
see.
So P6 and P3, we are homeschooling them.
Well, okay, I have this question. It may be uh, it may be a bit difficult to answer.
Yeah.
So just if you think that is not appropriate, just skip it.
Just
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So would there any point of time, right, where your kids feel that, hey, Daddy, how come we don't have certain things that my friend or my classmate have?
Mm,
Um, yeah. Why don't we have more money, or why don't we
mm,
have this or that? Uh, and that is a really tough question. Yeah, sometimes for me, that's a really tough question because it means that, yeah, sure, I can earn more money, but then I have less time with you lah. So how do you ever get this kind of question, and how do you handle it?
I think yeah, definitely that moment in time would be, I think, the first year after coming back from Melbourne, because I would have that time I used up almost all my savings. So, and because I was just part-timing at a few different tuition centers at that time, I had my so-called lowest monthly income in all my working life during that year when I first came back. So money was not easy. So I mean, it is always a part where me and my wife, we have to occasionally sit down with the children and explain to them that currently the earnings that we are getting in for the family is only enough for certain things. So at this moment in time, we really have to tell them and help them to understand that we can't buy this now because it is not within our budget. And even if it's within our budget, sometimes we may not also want to choose this, because we need to teach them to understand what is frugality. Not say that they shouldn't spend on themselves sometimes, but understanding the whole purpose of that is important. And once in a while, of course, we will also point them towards other people who are more unfortunate than us. And that's when is to help them to understand that they in a sense, even though we can't buy certain things at certain times, that there is actually people who actually need more help for than us lah. Yeah, so it is a education process for them also. And it's always important for us as parents to communicate to our children so that they are able to understand. Yeah.
Okay, great. So communication. Okay, next one, I want to move on to advice number 2. But before we do that, I want to shout out to our audience. If you find that this is helpful, okay, please share this with your friends. And if you have any comments or any questions, please drop it in the comment section. Okay, so Jayce, advice number 2 is to keep things simple, be faithful, and have faith. All right, so please elaborate.
Yeah, so coming back when I first started my own tuition, it wasn't easy. In fact, I had to start off with just a few one-to-one students, and even for my group classes, it was only just at that time maybe about just four small group classes. Yeah. So, and I was new, so parents didn't know me so much then, and I had to definitely put myself out. But throughout the process, I think starting out is really my belief that I want to teach the students really the love for science, because I find that throughout my years of teaching, be it in MOE schools or even part-timing in the tuition centers, the learning of science has shifted the focus more towards getting the grades rather than understanding and loving the science. Because science, even though to many people it may seem fixed, but it is actually in fact changing every day. There are new technologies, new things that even scientists are discovering. So what you've learned today doesn't mean that you will stay the fact forever. It may change over time. Yeah. So I would say that that's my belief that helping the students to love science will actually be more beneficial for them in the long run, because that they will be able to understand and experience that doing the science questions is not just to get grades, but is understanding the relevance of how the concept is related to our actual life. So for me, when I do my teaching, I always like to either do some hands-on, or I like to show related videos. Yeah, and that is also my one of my students. They always like to say that is the highlight of their lesson, because then they really get to see and link things to the things around them. So currently, in my house, I have quite a few caterpillars and quite a few mealworms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You show that to your
So
students?
yeah. In fact, for the mealworms wise, currently I'm actually using them to do experiments with my P6s. Yeah. So
Okay.
I will actually get the mealworms to class, and then we'll do experiments with them. Yeah. So so for example, like the mealworms, right? Then I will actually one of the experiments that we do is to try to find out what kind of food mealworms like to eat. Yeah, and then that's when I will bring different kinds of food with me. Sometimes I'll get some kitchen scraps from my wife's cooking, and then I'll bring to class. Then we will do the testing. Then that's
Mm.
when they will see whether the mealworms will like certain things. And of course, I will try to throw in something that is totally out of their minds. Like I will put in styrofoam. So
Okay.
styrofoam will be one of the food that I will put in to my box of mealworms. And then that's when, after a while, students will be surprised that the mealworms actually go and eat the styrofoam. And
Huh?
somehow they don't die.
Really?
Yeah,
The
so yeah,
mealworm?
that's when I will bring them to the recent discovery that actually mealworms can help in controlling the amount of plastics, because they actually eat plastics like styrofoam. Yeah. So
Oh.
from doing the experiment, I bring them to uh, certain new science concept or new science discoveries, and then that's when I will again bring them back to the question. So that's when I do practices with them, they will actually do the actual question, where in the question they actually see the mealworms and they actually have different food, and then the question will be asked about that. So it actually ties in a whole um, path for them. So that's why for me, you can see my banner at the back. My teaching is always three three forms, and that is concept, concrete, and connect. Because I always believe in teaching the students understanding the concept. So that's when they internalize and they understand the concept first, and then we will do some experiments or hands-on, or I'll show them related videos. Then I'll connect them back to the questions. So it actually helps them to understand much more about the whole process, rather than jumping from the understanding of the concept right to the question. So that that I find that is always very technical and very clinical. Yeah. So helping them to understand is what I feel is my passion for teaching science, and that is also the thing that I want to keep them understanding and learning science simple, so that
Mm.
they will not overcomplicate or overthink what they are learning. And yeah, so that's the thing about keeping things simple. So by going down, for me, I want to go down to the core of what is science for them, and to
Mm.
make it easy for them to understand, but yet relatable, so that they will really see what's the value in learning science.
Mm. Okay. Does this principle also, keeping things simple, right? Does it
Mm.
also apply to your family life?
Yeah. So for I mean, for family life wise, we also have our own rules and schedule, and um regular so-called times together. So we try to keep things simple, because with so many kids, you cannot complicate things. Once you complicate things, it becomes very messy. And sometimes, children being children, you need to go down to their level to help them to understand certain things. So you cannot complicate things. You really have to make it very simple for them to know and understand. So then that's when yeah, it really ties in for family also. So yeah, so it's really a learning process lah, to know which way works for them, because even though at times we are keeping things simple, we also need to see whether they are really to understand. And sometimes it may need a few repeating in terms of certain instructions, so that that's when they are able to understand what we are trying to say.
Okay. Now we have a comment from John Yo. Okay, some time ago. Sorry, I only read it now. Yeah, John Yo says Jayce is a super father. Yeah, then with a smiley face. I think you and John, you actually know each other for a while.
Yeah, we collaborated with some webinars before also. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
he's
know
also
that
a
John.
father of some kids. Yeah.
He's John Yo is also a very dedicated father. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that he teaches his own kids and he teaches parents how to teach his kids also. He's also one of our honorary instructor in our PIE Facebook groups. Okay. Right. Okay. Jeffrey has a question. Okay. This is I feel that it's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
This one. How did you convince your wife for 6 kids? Was it a mutual decision or you had a bigger say?
Actually, both of us, we also never expected that for us to have 6 kids.
Right.
But I think that naturally both of us love kids. Just that we never really put a number to the number of kids we have. So I didn't really convince my wife, or neither did my wife convince me. But I think it was just a natural flow in time where after our children are more or less quite spread out, as in the interval between them. So about 2-3 years, or the most 4 years between them. So my eldest now is a teenager, just finished her O levels, waiting to go into poly, and my youngest is 2 years old. Yeah. So yeah, we love our kids because they are lovely. Of course, at times they will have their temper and tantrums, but we know and we understand them. So it is for us. For me, I would say that it's a natural process that we just got into the groove of having children.
Is your you mentioned your wife cooks, right? So can I ask is she a full-time homemaker?
Yeah, she's a full-time homemaker. Full-time homemaker. Yeah, but she was a teacher also. Yeah, and once in a while, if she's free, she will still give maybe one-to-one tuition, but not many students, just about 1 or 2.
Oh, wow! Still can find time, and taking care of 6 kids still can find time.
Not now lah, but I mean initially, when we were having, that time was having maybe the 4 or 5 kids. Yeah, she was able to have some time to do some one-to-one teaching. Yeah, by the way, she teaches general paper, GP.
GP, right?
So she's powerful in her English.
Yes. I know that. I know that. Okay, so let me reach out to the audience. If you are watching this, do remember to like the video. And Jayce covered excellent tips on how to juggle family and his love for science and his love for his students' learning of science. Okay, basically just just permeates the whole interview. So I am learning a lot. So if you feel that your friends have similar needs to learn, so please share this video, share our interview with your friends, and also leave any questions. So far we have answered a few questions already. If you have further questions, please leave a comment in the comment section. So next one, I want to move on to advice number 3. So the third advice is really to expect the unexpected. Okay, so Jayce, can you please explain that?
Yeah. So I mean, expect the unexpected is both in terms of the business area and the home front, because there's I think in the business world, as a solopreneur, we really have to expect the unexpected. And when COVID hit, we really had to adapt and make use of whatever skills that we need to surf through the storm. So even for family front also, but family front wise, I would guess is more of the things that happen unexpectedly. So the thing about the dengue that happened 2-3 years back, that was really something that was unexpected. Yeah, so that we really had to swing the whole family schedule around just to adapt to that that situation at that time. So it wasn't so easy because every day we had to bring children to the clinic to do blood tests to check on the blood count. Then at times I had to go to the hospital to visit my two sons that are hospitalized. So definitely it wasn't easy. Yeah, but we managed to pull through. So things can always change in an instant, and we have to really learn to take things in our stride. Things may change, and sometimes even in the home, even in the business front, we also have to handle parents that have different expectations, or parents that may be frustrated because of certain things. But I mean, we just have to try to understand from their point of view if they have any, and then to find always a point where we can come to a win-win situation. So for home front also, I mean, having two teenagers now is not easy because it's also our first time being a teenagers parents. So they may have their emotional moments, and they may break down, or they may find that it's stressful going through their secondary school studies, and sometimes their results may not be so ideal, and that's when we have to really spend time with them, sometimes even one to one. So currently my wife is actually doing more of the one to one time with them, and when she will once a week she will set aside some time where she will actually go out with one or two of the kids, and just spend time with them. Yeah, so that so this is also one way to help ourselves to focus our attention on them, so that they will not feel that they are left out, especially in a family of 6 siblings.
So you think that the one-to-one time is still important? Is it a must?
I would say that it's actually necessary, because sometimes it is only in the one-to-one time that you are actually able to communicate with your children, or sometimes even with your wife also. So for me and my wife, sometimes even though we talk about business things, because she also helps me with part of my business aspect in terms of sometimes the marketing strategies, and sometimes the admin work. So we will actually have running time. Yeah. So we actually once in a while we will actually go out to run, because when we did our health check just last health check last year, there were certain things that wasn't so good. So we actually wanted to improve on our health, because having 6 children, if anything were to happen to any one of us, is really going to be major. So we must also take care of ourselves to do it. So that's why we plan our time to run together, and that's when we will also spend time to talk.
Okay, I see. So is there any kind of okay, so I want to ask you, right, is there any special moments, or so you share about the 3 tips, right? Is there any special moments or any special incidents that you feel that it really illustrates the advices that you share with us? Can you recall any moments that come to your mind?
Okay, actually for me, every day is a moment. Every day is a moment, because sometimes it is just how you manage what you have around you every day, because every day is always a new day. I would say, and every day is never the same, because even for my 6 kids, they all have different personalities. So understanding and knowing their personality can be quite different. Of course, my eldest, she's actually more talking person, especially to my wife, but she also, her love language is actually more of gifts. So she will always like to give her sibling things, give us things, and she also likes us to give her things. Yeah. So whereas my number two, my boy, he is more of a outgoing person, but not to us. He's actually more outgoing to other people that is outside. So but at home,
Okay.
he actually seems to be more like a loner, a quiet person, but he also has his moments. So yeah, understanding and reacting to them is really every day is different. Every day is really different. So yeah, we can never say that it's the same. And so recently, my number two also had an accident where he just slipped and fell, but it happens that he cut his lip, and there was some bleeding. So we again had to rush him to the clinic, no, to the dentist lah, because even though it was a cut and there was some bleeding, we were more concerned with his teeth, because he already extracted one of his tooth when it chipped. Yeah, so reacting to things is really different every day. So we can't say that every day is the same. Yeah, and that
Sounds like an
I think,
adventure.
yeah, every day is an adventure. Really, every day is an adventure.
Wow. There are so many questions that I still want to ask you. I
Yeah.
think we barely scratched the surface, but I guess I'll take it offline. For our audiences, right? If you have any further questions for Jayce, which I'm sure you will have, you can join our Facebook group, okay, to engage with Jayce further, or you can just leave a comment in the comment section. Okay, even if the interview has ended, you can still do that. Now, if you want to have a further chance to interact with Jayce, you can find him in the Facebook group. So next one, I want to move on to a segment, right, that actually really we want to ask Jayce, right, what is there anything that you want to talk about, anything that you are currently working on that you very passionately want to tell our audience about?
I think for yeah, for that,
You mentioned about some workshop, right?
yeah, I think the thing that I'm passionate about is really helping parents through PSLE, or of course PSLE Science lah, because
In science, in science.
I'm the expert for it. So it is always a pain for me. Is my pain point lah, when I see parents really having a lot of problems not knowing how to answer science questions. And for science paper, there are always two parts to it. One is the MCQ segment, and the other one is the open-ended segment. And it is always the open-ended segment that many parents and even teachers have problems with, and nobody seems to know how to go about answering it and helping parents to answer it. So yeah, so I actually came up with my own strategy when I was teaching my very first P6 class back in the MOE school. So that class was exactly a middle class in the school, because at that time, many years ago, it was still, the students were still streamed according to their results. So I was teaching the middle class of the P6 in the middle of the school. So middle that actually half the class were just passing in the 50s, with a few in the 60s, and then the other half was in the failing range. So helping them to understand how to answer science question was a struggle, because I know that they know their concepts, because I can ask them and they can verbally say it to me. So that was no problem, but it's always the application towards the answering of the open-ended questions that they have problems with. And for you look at the question, you know you're supposed to maybe use a formula for this question, you're supposed to use a certain method for that question. So there's always a distinction. When you read a question, you know that there's a certain rule that you're supposed to follow, but not so much for science. And that's when I realized that I shouldn't be teaching the students to answer it from a teacher's point of view. I must really go down to the student's point of view to teach them how to answer it. And that's when I came up with my own strategies, and I broke it down for the students such that they were able to handle it much better and answer the questions more easily. So even in my upcoming parents workshop, which is the PSLE Science Workshop for Parents, this is something that I really feel passionate about, because I want to tell parents what is PSLE Science really about. And even parents, they may have a meet the parents session in school. The meet the parents session, most of the times the science HODs will just talk about the curriculum, the topics, and the structure of the paper, but they don't really have a lot to help the parents in terms of the ways that they can use to help to answer the question. And that's when I will always try to make it a point to share to parents, and also of course to students, so that they know and they are able to find that it's easier to learn and to answer the questions. Yeah, cause so that is always the key things I'm looking for. So currently, the next upcoming workshop is my PSLE Science Parents Workshop, and also the P6 SA1 Science Intensive, where I help them to understand the concepts and how to answer the certain questions in time for their SA1. Of course, for me, throughout the year, I will also have my so-called my own set of workshops ready for the students and even for the parents. So so if you are interested, you can always visit my website or stay on my follow my Facebook profile, so that you can be updated on the various programs that I have.
Okay, so the website is germinate.co, right?
Yeah, germinate.co.
Okay, Jeffrey has already shared in the comment section. So, dear audience, if you yourself, if you want to attend, check out more about Jay's workshop, okay, please follow the link. And if you have parents, let's for example, I'm a math tutor, right? I have parents who are struggling with teaching their kids science, PSLE science. You can also refer them to this website to check out about Jay's program. All right, so as we draw to the close of this interview, we'd like to thank you, Jayce, for coming on to this show. And your time is very precious. Okay, we really feel very grateful that you come onto this show to share with us your experience as well as your wisdom. Now, to tutors who are watching this interview, we'd like to appreciate you for spending time with us, and then we hope that you have benefited. And please share with us your key takeaway in the comment section below. We'll be back on the 6th of April with more great tips from, this time we have Eugene Xia. He's an expert in personal branding. Some of you may know him. He's pretty active on Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, remember to like and follow our Facebook page, and join our Facebook group if you want to get in touch with Jayce and also our other honorary instructors. Okay, see you next week. Thank you so much, Jayce. Wish you a good week ahead. And wish your family many good years and all the best in everything you all do. Okay, stay happy and stay inspiring as a family, right? So thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Take care.